All right, welcome to week number 4 of the Corns Bar and Grill Super Late Models. Tonight we are at I-55. Let's see, we got kind of a small field of cars here so far. Only about 12 cars here in warm-ups. Last week we were at Volusia Speedway. We'll take a look at last week's results. Dylan Wilson coming home with a win, his second win of the season. Darren Brunson, Brandon Ringwald, and that's not the right results, I don't think, but we'll get that one off the screen. We do have the point standings. Point standings. Dylan Wilson out in front, like we said last week, picking up the win at Volusia. Second in the point standings, Dylan Schreiner. Zach Fee. We had a great race last week at Volusia. Dylan Van Wyck in fourth. Garen Cord fifth in the point standings. Joshua Nichols, Ethan Johnson, Scooter Black. Matt Fletchall, Brandon Jennings going to round out the top 10. Actually, tied for top 10 with Brandon Nance there. So that's going to be our top 10 standings right now in the Corns Bar and Grill Super Dirt Late Model race here at Volusia, at I-55 tonight. So we're going to get these results off the screen. We got a little practice going on. We're taking a look here at the 91 of Kyle Reeder. We're going to refresh our, excuse me while we refresh our overlay software, but you can see the 91, so we've got a few minutes left here in practice. We have 10 minutes actually, so give us a little time to get some housekeeping taken care of. All right, so Kyle Reeder there in the 91 making some laps here today, I-55. All right, get this back up and going here. All right, taking a look here at the 29 of Garrett Corn. Garrett, top of the leaderboards right now in practice at 11.705, right there behind him, Falcon Smith. And I have not seen our point leader, Dylan Wilson, arrive here yet this evening. A bit of contact there from Garrett Wilson, and it looks like the 20 car. Let's see if we can bring in some different camera angles here for ourselves. We didn't get a chance to really get much going, so. And we don't have anything, so. All right, so it looks like we got about 14 or 15 cars here so far for tonight. I see Zach Fee loading in. Ethan Johnson just loaded into the lobby. Scooter Black also here with us tonight in the 5 car. Garrett Corn here making some laps. So we've got about 7.5 minutes left to go here in practice. It'll look to be an exciting night here at I-55. At I-55 in Peabody, Missouri, the fastest third mile in the Midwest. The Super Dirt Late Models are set to unleash 900 horsepower. Oh, they said 900 horsepower? All right. So I-55 is going to be elbows up. There's no doubt about that. Hammer down, as you can see. Oh, it's kind of the same situation we had at Volusia last week. Walls on both sides of the racetrack. No place to escape. And we saw that come into play a little bit last week. So we'll see how this turns out here at I-55. But a lot shorter racetrack here. 1/3 mile, high banked. You can see right now most of the drivers in practice here up on the cushion, up to running towards the top of the racetrack. We see Matt Fletchall running through the middle. But I think if we can see somebody here later on in this main event, 40, I believe we're running a 40-lap feature. If we can just get somebody that can roll that bottom of the racetrack, and it's not an easy thing to do to roll the bottom of the racetrack here at I-55 in one of these super late models. Back here and take a look. We got Falcon Smith here in the 34 making a few laps. Let's see. Take a look through the field. We got Garrett Corn, Falcon Smith showed up here tonight. Kyle Reeder there in the 91, little pile up there with the number 11. I believe that is, I have to figure out who that was. I don't think that was Ethan Johnson. So Ethan Johnson on our board as a number 11, but in the 20 RT tonight. That's Fletchall. Dylan Schreiner in the 90. Schreiner in the 92. Trevor Fitz. I don't remember seeing Trevor last week out there in the 128. Putting down some good laps. 8th on the charts right now here in practice. Joshua Nichols there in the 99. Joshua had a really good run at Volusia, working up last weekend and made his way up from the back of the pack towards about the middle of the front, and then had some problems. So we'll see if Joshua can get it straightened back out here at Volusia tonight, or at I-55. Brendan Nance in the 88. Dylan Wilson, our point leader, has shown up. He's in the pit area. Hasn't just now getting out on the racetrack in the number 80. 2 wins on the season so far. Dylan Wilson, the points leader here with the Corns Bar and Grill Super Late Model Series. Draven Cole back here in the 14. It kind of looks like the, is that the Lightning McQueen throwback? I think it is. That's for the number 14. About 5 minutes left to go here in practice. We don't qualify here at the Corns group. They're going to do a random pill draw. Line them up for their heat races. Should be interesting. So we'll run a couple of heats, more than likely, with only 16 drivers here. I'm sure they're going to split that up into 2 8-car heat races. We'll take the top 4 to the feature and run a consi to determine the lineup from about 9th on back. So right now, Garrett Corn looking to be the fastest on the racetrack right now with a, where's his best time at? I got to look at a couple different screens here. So a 1:09.907, excuse me, 11:705. 11:705. Oh, my timing score in here is not loading up very well, so we'll get that refreshed here. Always a few bugs as we get going tonight. We are doing things through the internet, so you know how that works. All right, taking a look here at the 14 of Draven Cole. Out there in the Lightning McQueen throwback. Dylan Wilson there in the number 80. We're going to reload our, textures here just to make sure we got the latest paint jobs for everybody. See Ethan Johnson up there in the fence in that 20 RT. How many different, let me see here. We got 2 different 20 RTs out here tonight, or? You see drivers here in practice. We're about halfway through practice now. Actually, almost done here. About 2.5 minutes left to go. And you can see drivers struggling. That outside line, we've seen a few of them into the fence already. We'll see how that shakes out when we get into the heat races. But we're going to expect some 2-3 wide racing here at I-55. Once again, Garrett Corn here with fast time so far in practice. Falcon Smith right there behind him, looking really strong in that 34. Looking to pick up his first win on the season here for the Corns Bar and Grill Super Dirt Late Models. And we got somebody upside down. Looked like that was Trevor Fitz. Upside down against the fence in the 28, to the 128 actually. Trevor Fitz had a Nipomo. I don't know where Nipomo is. I got 2 people in 20 RTs tonight. That's gonna make. So I got Colton Lehman and Ethan Johnson in the 20 RT. Now that's gonna make it tough to call. Hopefully one runs up front and one runs out back. All right, minute and a half left to go here in warm-ups. Garrett Corn, fastest time here in practice. Falcon Smith right there behind him. Kyle Reeder, Dylan Van Wyck, Ethan Johnson, the top 5 so far. Falcon Smith still out there turning some laps. So we got a pretty low incident rating here in this group. I believe it's a 12. So you want to do everything you can to stay off these walls. You're going to find yourself with a black flag DQ. All right, so we are winding up practice. About 49 seconds left to go. About 40 seconds. Trevor Fitz here, our Nipamo driver. Somebody knows where Nipamo is, please tell me. Cleveland, North Carolina driver Falcon Smith out there getting some laps in. And Falcon's been out there, got almost 47, 48 laps here in practice. Trying to make the nice when you get out there, run that many laps, get a good groove going, and you can see Falcon right there. He's only about 2/10 of a second, or excuse me, 2/100 of a second off the fast time right here in practice. And you can see how he's rolling the bottom down there. It looks like we got both of our 20 RT cars crashed up there in the top. These guys just want to make my life difficult, I guess. So we're going to see. Let's see. Do they look any different? No, they're exact same liveries. So I think we're trying to see who can do the most damage to the 20 RT tonight. Got Ethan Johnson and Colton Lehman up there, just tearing stuff up, and that is going to put an end of practice. And we are going to go right into heat number 1. See if we can get ourselves a grid shown up here. On the pole for heat number 1 here at I-55's Corns Bar and Grill Super Dirt Late Models. It's going to be Ethan Johnson. Outside of him, Joshua Nichols in that number 99. Starting 3rd, Dylan Schreiner. Outside of him, Joseph Grandy. Starting back in 5th, our fastest in practice, the 29 of Garrett Corn. Matt Fletchall. Outside of him, starting outside of row number 3 in that 26. Inside of row 4, it's going to be Draven Cole starting 7th. Coleman Lehman out there in 8th. And at least we got both the 20 RTs in the same heat. So Ethan Johnson actually looked like he pulled down, might have disconnected. So got a little bit of a shakeup going on here in the. We'll see how that works out. But the last car in the field, starting 9th, going to be Trevor Fitz. That looks like it's going to shake some things up. So that's going to put Dylan Schreiner on the pole. Colton Johnson, looks like Ethan Johnson actually not going to start this heat race. As he finds himself down in the pits, maybe he's supposed to begin to start the second heat race, I'm not sure. But we got the 92 of Dylan Schreiner and Joshua Nichols. Going to bring us to the line here. We got pace truck. Lights are out. We're going to come. He's going to pull. We're going to come off of turn number 4. We are green flag. First heat race here at I-55. And it's Dylan Schreiner to the front. It's Joshua Nichols rolling that top up on the outside, trying to get that cushion, trying to get a run. But here comes Garrett Corn. Corn now up on top, kind of sticks. Excuse me, not Nichols up on top. Corn trying to roll to the middle of the racetrack, and he's got the 5 of Joseph Grandy right there behind him. Schreiner, Corn now on the bottom. Oh, contactor, Grandy and Nichols, and that's going to also get Trevor Fitz wrapped up in that. And somehow we are going to stay green. Schreiner going to hold on to the lead. Corn right there behind him. We'll see if we can take a quick look at it, if we don't miss anything here. And you can see the 28 down there on the bottom. Cole right there in the middle. Let's see, can't really see what happened. I guess we'll, there it is right there. So looks like the 5 just kind of gets up into the 99. It's really hard to see what happened. We'll get back to live time here. We don't have much laps left. Schreiner and Corn still out in front. Colton Lehman back there in 3rd, side by side with Matt Fletchall down to the bottom. Fletchall gets down to the bottom, makes it 3 wide. And we are caution, our first caution of the night. I see a tire rolling across the track. I'm not sure what that was. Looks like it might have been. It looks like it might have been Trevor Fitz again. We'll take a quick look while we're under caution. Fitz went down into the pits. 128. Looks like it's already happened at that point. We'll back it up. We're going to try to back it up. He's already got the front end tore off. The right front's off the car. Gets into the wall one more time. And that is going to put Fitz out of this race. We got 3 laps left to go in heat race number 1. It is Dylan Schreiner out in front. Colton Lehman and Garrett Korn side by side back there for second and third. Draven Cole, Matt Fletchall. Joshua Nichols and Joseph Grandy. Trevor Fitz now out of this race. Ethan Johnson did not start. We'll see if he's just going to tag the whole night or if he's... we're green flag one more time. Schreiner with a good start. Korn up on the outside. Korn pushes up through 1 and 2. Loses a little bit of ground to Schreiner. Schreiner down to roll in the middle of the racetrack. Kind of doing a little slider line. Going to the middle, sliding up top of the racetrack. We are 3 wide for third. It's still Schreiner, Korn, Lehman, Fletchall. We're looking at this battle here for third, fourth, and fifth. Lehman has now made his way back up into third spot. Up in front, it's going to be Korn coming across the line. It is going to be Schreiner with the win by about 0.03 of a second. Garrett Korn going to come home in second. And I think Matt Fletchall might have crossed the line there in third. We'll see if we can show the results here real quick. While the second heat race is getting lined up. And it's going to be the 92 of Dylan Schreiner taking the win there in heat race number 1. Garrett Korn with a solid run. Matt Fletchall third. Colton Lehman fourth. Draven Cole, Joseph Grandy, Joshua Nichols, and Trevor Fitz did not finish the race down 3 laps, and Ethan Johnson did not take the green flag. So that is going to be the results for heat race number 1. We'll see if we can get the grid up here for heat race number 2, and it's going to be your points leader, Dylan Wilson, starting inside of row number 1 on the pole. Falcon Smith looked good in practice. Outside of him, going to start in that second spot. Back in third is going to be Dolan Cole and Scooter Black, filling up row number 2. Row number 3 on the inside is going to be Kyle Reeder and Dylan Van Wyck. Then we're going to see Brendan Nance back there in 7th, and Zach Fee going to round out the field here. Going to start this field in 8th, outside of row number 4. So Wilson looks like he also pulled off the track here. He is going to go to the back. That is going to hand the pole over to Dolan Cole. It says number 7 on my screen, but it's 11 on the car, so we'll try to remember that and try to call it number 11, but it's Falcon Smith and Dolan Cole on your front row. We're going to pull off, and it's going to be a start. Pace truck pulled in there quick, and Cole quickly jumped on the throttle. Falcon Smith up on the outside, Reeder there behind him. Down there on the bottom, the big slide job from Reeder. He dives in the bottom, slides up the racetrack, kind of puts a big push right there through the center. Almost gets into the side of Falcon Smith. And it's Smith and Reeder side by side for that second spot. Dolan Cole and that number 11 just trying to get away from this battle. Trying to put some distance between them. And here's Reeder one more time down to the bottom of Smith, rolling through 1 and 2. Down on the, trying to find some grip down to that bottom of the racetrack. But Smith able to keep his momentum up, and here comes Reeder, going to try to slide up off of 4, not enough room. One more time, still down on the bottom. He's got Smith cleared this time off of 2. Reeder now moves up to second. Falcon Smith with a little trouble, pushes up against the fence. That's going to let the 117 of Dylan Van Wyck up underneath them. We can jump back up to the front. It's still Dolan Cole with a commanding lead here right now. Kyle Reeder right there behind him. Here comes Van Wyck down on the bottom. A little bit of contact off the screen back there for about 5th and 6th, it looked like, but your top 4 single filed out. Cole, Reeder, Van Wyck, and Smith right now. Zach Fee struggling to get up there in that 114. Had a good run last week at Volusia. Take a look here at the 4th place run, and Falcon Smith trying to make up some ground on Van Wyck. He looked really good earlier and fell back. We're white flag, 1 more lap to go for Dolan Cole out in front here at I-55. Heat race number 2 coming down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. One more time. It is going to be Dolan Cole coming off of 4. Going to take the win. Heat race number 2. Kyle Reeder second. Dylan Van Wyck third. Falcon Smith going to come home in 4th. And I think that was Zach Fee 5th. Brendan Nance and Scooter Black are going to round out our top 7 here in heat race number 2 for the Corns Bar and Grill Super Dirt Late Models at I-55. I haven't got it out there. My name's Chris Murphy here with Digital Racing Sports Network. Hey, if you're first time here, give us a like, give us a subscribe. All right, looks like we're lining up. Let's see here. Looks like we're running, not sure what this is. Draven Cole won that second heat race. Or did I? Is there 2 Coles? Let's see here. It was Dolan Cole. Sorry, Dolan Cole won the second heat race. This is the Consi. Get my bearings here. So consolation race. So basically, everybody's in the feature, but this is just going to line up from positions 9th on back. It's Draven Cole, Zach Fee, Joseph Grandy, Brendan Nance, Joshua Nichols, Scooter Black, Trevor Fitz, and Dylan Wilson, Ethan Johnson both decided not to run their heat races, and they're going to start here in the back of the Consi. Or B main, whatever you want to call it. All right, so we got Scooter Black was scheduled to run this. I don't think he's going to take the green flag, so it's Draven Cole on the pole. Going to bring us to the line here for the start of the consolation race. And it was Fee trying to get a little bit of a jump out there on the outside, but Cole's going to get a good jump into 1 and 2. 12-lap race here to line up from 9th on back in the feature. Joseph Grandy down there on the bottom. And here comes the number 80 of Dylan Wilson starting in the back of this, already up to 4th, already up 4 spots there on the first lap. Cole up on the outside, Grandy on the bottom. Here comes Wilson trying to make it 3 wide for the lead. Already up to 3rd, looking to get 2nd. And as we talked earlier, it's going to be whoever can roll the bottom of this racetrack. And look at Dylan Wilson. Get that car rotated into the corner down on the bottom. And he is running the bottom here at I-55 better than you're going to see just about anybody else do it. But he does it. He slides up to the top now. He clears his way to the front. Going to start running that cushion. Here comes Fee. Going to slide up the racetrack. No contact right there, but Grandy, we're tight for 2nd. Grandy gets a little bit sideways off the bumper of Joshua Nichols, and you can see that 20RT car down on the bottom. That's Ethan Johnson now working his way up from the back. So our 2 drivers that did not run their heat races start in the back of this race. Dylan Wilson up to the front. Ethan Johnson now made his way up to 4th, both up about 5 spots in this race. And it's Zach Weir got a cluster here for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. It's Grandy down there on the bottom, Johnson on the outside. Cole back there in the 14, and Joshua Nichols there as well. See if we can jump in the car here with Ethan Johnson coming off the corner. Down here on the bottom, and the key here to get this car rotated, I mean, the thing with these Super Dirt late models, you constantly got to keep these cars up on the bars. If you lift off the throttle too hard getting in a corner, that car is going to push like a tank, and you can see what they're doing here is you can see Johnson get that car about in the middle of the racetrack. He's going to let it slide up in front of Fee. Going to take that 2nd spot away, so it's Dylan Wilson out in front now. Ethan Johnson 2nd, Zach Fee, Joseph Grandy, our top 4 right now, and Joshua Nichols back there in 5th. He's got Draven Cole down on the bottom trying to make his way around. Little contact there with Fee and Johnson for that 2nd spot. Fee checks up. That lets Grandy get down underneath them. We're 3 wide here, just about for 2nd. 2 laps left to go in this consolation race, and look at Wilson and Johnson way up there on the cushion. Wilson's got some good pace here. He's got to start 9th in this feature, though, after starting in the Consi. Ethan Johnson, we're one lap to go here. Down the back straightaway one more time here in this consolation race. It is Dylan Johnson. And here comes a big slider from Ethan Johnson. Not able to clear it, and it's going to be Dylan Wilson taking the win. Ethan Johnson 2nd. Zach Fee, Joseph Grandy, Joshua Nichols going to be in right at the top 5. Trevor Fitz in the 6th position. And then we got Brendan Nance, Draven Cole. Let's see if we can bring up our final results there from that. There was Wilson. Like we said, Dylan Wilson wins that consolation. Is going to start and put himself ninth here to start in the feature. Ethan Johnson, Zach Fee, Joseph Grandy, Joshua Nichols, Trevor Fitz, Brendan Nance, Draven Cole, and Scooter Black did not turn a lap there in the consolation race. So here's our grid for our 40-lap feature event here at I-55 in Peebly, Missouri. On the pole. On the pole is going to be when I back up, I'll tell you. Dylan Schreiner going to start on the pole here for this 40 laps. Dolan Cole outside our 2 heat race winners. Garrett Korn going to start inside of row number 2 in that 3rd spot. Kyle Reeder outside of him. Matt Fletchall going to start in 5th with Dylan Van Wyck in that 117 on the outside in that 6th position. Starting in 7th, it's going to be Colton Lehman, Falcon Smith. Starting in 8th, and it's our consolation drivers, Dylan Wilson, Ethan Johnson, Zach Fee, Joseph Grandy. Going to start outside of row number 6. Back in the 7th row, it's going to be Joshua Nichols in that number 99. Trevor Fitz. Trevor's had a few struggles here tonight. Been up and down the leaderboard, but been in and out of the pits quite a few times too. And Brendan Nance, Draven Cole, and Scooter Black is going to round out our 17-car field here tonight. All right, get a look up here at the point. It is Dylan Schreiner on the pole. The lights are out on the pace truck. Gonna roll down the back straightaway. One more time, down through 3 and 4. Pace truck's gonna pull into the pits. It's gonna be Draven, Dylan Schreiner bringing us to the line. And we are green flag at I-55. We're basically 3 wide, almost all the way throughout the pack right now. Schreiner, Korn now taking a look to the bottom. He is gonna make his way around that number 11. Up into that 2nd spot. Right now, Cole in the 11 up on the outside, trying to roll around in 3rd. Matt Fletchall down on the bottom below him. And we look towards the back, and we've got a caution. Looks like it may have been involving Joseph Grandy. We'll see if we can see what happened. First caution flag of the night on lap number 2. I don't know if we got 2 laps done or not, but we'll take a look and see if we can happen to Grandy. Kind of caught the end of that right there. Let's see if we can my rewind button is not working for some reason. Oh, there we go. So it looks like Grandy coming off the corner. He has got the 128 of Fitz down there on the bottom underneath them. Fitz catches that left rear quarter, turns him sideways. That's going to shove Grandy up the racetrack hard into the fence. The 14 of Cole gets into him. Grandy upside down, and I think, see, he's down in the pits right now, so he's going to make some repairs. But unfortunate for Grandy early on in this race. We'll get back up to the front here. Lights are out on the pace truck. And we are green one more time, and it's Dylan Schreiner out in front. He's got Garrett Korn up on the outside, and this time Korn looking to make that outside work. Schreiner down on the bottom. Schreiner tries to slide up. He's going to slide up into 3. 3 wide back there in the middle of the pack with Reeder, and it looked like Ethan Johnson down there on the bottom. 4 wide throughout the pack right here. I can't even call who's all over. Reeder, Korn falling back through here. Korn started this restart in 2nd, is now back to 6th. And we're 4 wide off of turn number 4. Fletchall, Wilson, Ethan Johnson, Zach Fee, all right there in the middle. Some great racing here. The Korn Super Bar and Grill Dirt Late Models at I-55. It's still Dylan Schreiner out in front, but he's got his hands full with that number 11 of Dolan Cole on the outside, and Cole's rolling in at top of the racetrack. Little contact as they come down the back straightaway into 3. Cole one more time. And Schreiner wanted to slide up right there, but he just did not have the space, and that is going to give the lead. I see one thing saying Cole, so it's going to be Cole up there out in front. I got a little confused there. My timing scoring was going a little bonkers, but a little more contact back in the middle of the pack, it looked like. Didn't quite see who that was, but it's Dolan Cole's made his way to the point. Started in 2nd, back out in the lead. Fletchall now. Schreiner starting to fall back here. Schreiner now all the way back to 5th after leading the early laps of this race. Reeder also up a few spots now. And we look at Ethan Johnson's up 6 spots up to 4th, and that 20 RT down on the bottom. He looks underneath Kyle Reeder down in the corner, going to try to slide up. Not going to be able to get up in front of him off a 4 down the front straightaway, down into turn number 1 one more time. Ethan Johnson trying to roll that bottom, and he is our point leader. Dylan Wilson sneaks his nose underneath Johnson down into 1 and 2. Actually down into 3 and 4. Not able to make it work. As a matter of fact, he has to back out, and he loses a spot to Kyle Reeder. And it's a battle for the lead with Fletchall and Cole now. Fletchall down on the bottom of the racetrack. Cole up on the top. 28 laps left to go here at I-55. 12 laps down. Here comes Matt Fletchall. And he trying to roll that bottom of the racetrack, trying to find a way around Dolan Cole. Not able to do it so far. Not able to clear it. You can see the track really starting to slick off. And here comes Ethan Johnson. Up 7 spots. Oh, go down to the bottom. I don't think Cole saw him coming, kind of pitched the nose off down to the bottom of the racetrack, but Johnson able to keep it running. He's going to slide up in front of Cole for that 2nd spot, not able to clear it. We're going to come off of turn number 4 one more time. Going to 15 laps down, 25 laps to go. We're 3 wide for 2nd. Cole sliding back up in front of Johnson one more time. Johnson cuts back up underneath the 3 of them. He gets back up underneath Wilson and Cole, slides back up one more time, back up into 2nd. We are Slide Job City here at I-55. Wilson throws his hat into the ring. He's now up here for this 2nd place battle, and we're still 3 wide for 2nd. Cole up on the outside, Wilson now in the middle, Johnson down on the bottom of the racetrack. Reeder just kind of sitting back there, just trying to find a place to go. Garrett Corn as well in the 6th spot. Not able to find a way around this group. Still a great battle here for 2nd. Johnson down the bottom. Wilson backed that car up against the fence and got a great run off the corner. He is going to move himself back up to 2nd. We're 3 wide one more time. Contact between the 3. Cole is going to pay the worst of it, and Wilson also going to get involved here. So 3 wide off the corner right there. And unfortunate. We had a great battle going there for 2nd. And it's Cole, Johnson, and Wilson all involved. As they were battling for 2nd, it was bound to happen. They were racing tight right there. Wilson trying to charge back up here as we are halfway through, 20 down, 20 to go. Let's see, where is Wilson going here? Looks like he's trying to get a spot back. He's going to stay. Looks like he's going to stay in 3rd. We'll see if we can go back and find what happened here. It was just Slide Job City back and forth between the 3 for 2nd place. And here it is off the corner. Let's back that up just a little bit. Let's see if we can see what happened. You see Johnson down there on the bottom. Cole stuck in the middle. Wilson on the outside. And it looks like Ethan kind of pushes up the racetrack just a little bit. Kind of initial contact there with Cole. And they just 3 cars trying to get in the same spot on the racetrack. And unfortunately, here comes Schreiner and Jacob. Jacob's also getting involved. Nichols, sorry, Joshua Nichols in the 99. So unfortunate right there. We had a great battle going there for 2nd with Ethan Johnson, Dylan Wilson, and Dolan Cole. There's a Dolan Cole and then number 11. So Cole down in the pits. Wilson looks to be limping around the racetrack here. I think Wilson might be out of this one to get back to live time. We're back to green flag. We covered that restart too long, that replay too long. Here comes Johnson on the outside. Fletchall made his way to the point. Johnson going to take the lead right here on lap number 22. 18 to go. Hit through 3 and 4, and Johnson now out in front. Fletchall 2nd. Reeder with a good run. Got himself up to 3rd. Right there behind him in that 4 spots, Garrett Corn and Joshua Nichols. And it looks like Wilson and Dolan Cole are going to be out of this race. We had a great battle there going on for 2nd. We were throwing sliders everywhere. And Ethan Johnson's going to find his way to the point. Started in 10th. Up 9 spots to the lead. A great shot right here as Ethan Johnson makes his way down the back straightaway into 3 and 4 one more time. 15 laps now left to go. Johnson, comfortable lead over Matt Fletchall in the 26. Reeder and Corn. Now Corn trying to get way back up to started in 3rd, back to 4th. Trying to get himself back up into the top 3 of this race. But he's got Joshua Nichols and Zach Fee right there behind him. Another shot here. Ethan Johnson out in front, running the top of that right up against the fence. That's a great shot to show just how far up they are the racetrack on that cushion. Take a look at Matt Fletchall here in the second spot. Started back in fourth. Kyle Reeder, also a solid run here, right now in the top three. Last podium spot. Garrett Corn, Zach Fee, Joshua Nichols down there on the bottom. Here's Falcon Smith. We expect a little more out of Falcon tonight, but he's back there in seventh. Started in eighth, is now up to seventh. And here comes Draven Cole down here on the bottom in that eighth spot. Scooter Black in that good-looking number 5 there on the outside. He has got our second 20 RT car of Colton Lehman right there behind him in 10th. We're back up front. Ethan Johnson. 8 laps left to go here at I-55. He is going to come up on the lap car, Dolan Cole right now. Oh, up there running on the top. He is going to, looks like he's going to just kind of check up and let Johnson go by. A little bit of contact as they went past there, but no harm, no foul. It's Fletchall. Back here to Fletchall, Reeder, Corn, and Fee. It's a 4-car battle here for that last podium spot. 6 laps left to go. Once Johnson got to the front, he is driving away. He's got over a 2-second lead right now over the rest of this field. Good shot looking down from the blimp. They make their way off of turn number 4 across the start finish line here. 4 laps left to go. Fee down there on the bottom trying to find a way around Reeder into that 3rd spot. He's going to pull a slide right here. He's going to slide up off the corner off of turn number 4. They're going to come across the line. It's 3 laps to go. And it's Fee and Reeder now throwing sliders at each other. Corn right there behind him, nowhere to go. But out in front, it is Ethan Johnson and Matt Fletchall running 1 and 2. Our battle right now is for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Corn trying to make a way around, not able to slide up in front of Fee. Fee now in 3rd, Reeder, Corn. White flag, 1 more lap to go for Ethan Johnson. He's going to come off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway for the last time here at I-55. Ethan Johnson started back in 10th. He's going to take the win here tonight. I-55 Speedway for the Corn Super Dirt Late Model. Fletchall in 2nd. Fee is going to come home in 3rd. Reeder and Corn side by side for 4th, but it's going to be Reeder in 4th. Garrett Corn 5th. Joshua Nichols. Falcon Smith. Draven Cole getting back up to, let me see, back to 8th. Scooter Black 9th. Let's give you a pull of results up here real quick. So there's going to be our podium finishers. Ethan Johnson in the number 20 RT tonight. Usually runs the number 11. Going to come home with the win. Matt Fletchall in 2nd. Good run there for Matt. Zach B is going to round out the podium spots there in 3rd. Get our overall results up here. And it's going to, like we said, it's going to be Johnson, Fletchall, Fee, Kyle Reeder, 4th, Garrett Corn, Joshua Nichols. The 6th spot, Falcon Smith, 7th, Draven Cole, 8th, Scooter Black, 9th, Colton Lehman's going to round out the top 10. Then it's Trevor Fitz, Dylan Van Wyck. Our only cars on the lead lap, then it's Dolan Cole down 8 laps. He did not finish this race. Dylan Schreiner, Dylan Wilson, and Joseph Grandy going to round out our 17-car field. Great race here tonight at I-55. We expected nothing less. Let's see if we can go back here and find so a good battle here. Here's Ethan Johnson way out in front here. Let's see. I don't know if we have anybody hanging out for an interview tonight. I don't know if they really know we're here. Looks like we could have picked up some different feeds here. So I want to thank Garrett Corn for having us here tonight one more time. We're having a lot of fun with these Super Dirt late models. Dirt racing is our history, is our home, I guess, the way you want to say it. Been around dirt racing for about 40 years, so it's good to get out here, and we've been doing a lot of NASCAR stuff and GT3, so it's good to be here for this. But see if we can go back and find a couple of highlights here in this race. We had, let's see, where was that caution at here? I think this was back here. I was back a little farther than that. See if we can jump back here and find. All right, so here's our battle. We had this battle going on for third spot, or second actually at the time. You can see down the bottom of the racetrack our eventual winner, Ethan Johnson, Dolan Cole there in the middle. And it's Dylan Wilson there on the outside as they come off the corner. And it just looks, Wilson kind of hits the wall there a little bit. A little contact there from Johnson and Cole, and that sends Cole up the racetrack, up in front of Dylan Wilson. Dylan Wilson goes around, so unfortunate event there. We have some good racing going on there. We're throwing haymakers back and forth at each other. Let's see if I can find out where Johnson took the lead here. Scrolling through my, there we go. We kind of missed this pass. We were looking at the replay, but you can see Johnson up there on the outside, Fletchall down there on the bottom. And Johnson just gets a great run off of 4. Fletchall just cannot come up there and block it. He tries to sit on the bottom of the racetrack. Johnson gets a great run off the cushion here, off of 2. Going to get up alongside of Fletchall down the back straightaway. He's going to take the lead as they head down into 3. Johnson didn't run the heat race. Started 10th in this feature. All the way up to the front. Going to take another win here for the Corn Super Dirt late models. All right, let's see if we can bring Ethan in here for a minute. I thought he's got his live stream going, so. Hey Garrett, hey, you with me? Sorry.
Oh.
Hey, can we bring Ethan down for an interview? You think?
I don't know. He's shy.
All right.
We were telling him to. I'll tell him right now.
All right, let me know.
All right.
Hey Ethan, we got Chris Murphy here in the booth, buddy. You here with us? Are you there?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, no worries, man. Hey, fantastic run there tonight. You just chose not to run your heat race. What was that all about?
Yeah, me and Dylan Wilson, that's my uncle. Just basically show up here to have a good time with a couple of our buddies and just have fun. Basically, that's what it's all about. And so we both started on the front row of the heat race, and we both didn't race it. So see what would happen, and I think it would have been a pretty good race, but Dylan Cole's a weapon and just wrecks everybody. So that definitely didn't help.
Yeah, you and it was you, Dylan, and Cole kind of throwing sliders at each other. They were better for that second or third spot back there for quite a while, about halfway through the race before you all kind of came together off of 4. What did you see from your perspective there?
After watching the replay, I don't know why he just went off in there and never lifted after Dylan slid him clean. I mean, I definitely didn't help the situation down the front stretch, but I didn't know what he was doing. I thought he would have had a better run off the corner, and we barely touched it, put him into the wall, but he was just throwing dirty sliders the whole time, parking it on my nose and everything. So I don't know what his deal was. He's upset, but I don't really care.
Well, unfortunately, that put him out of the race, but it also put Dylan out of the race as well. But you made the most of it, got yourself to the point. Another win here in the Super Dirt late models for you. Appreciate you taking the time to jump in here with us. Hey, man, before we let you go, though, do you have anybody you want to give a thanks to?
Yeah, I want to thank you for broadcasting and Garrett for putting this league on for us to come race every Sunday night, and then everybody else. Thank you guys.
All right, man. We'll appreciate it. Hopefully we'll see you next week. Where are we next week? I didn't even look at the schedule. I guess I should do that before I start these things. But hopefully we'll see you next Sunday back up in Victory Lane. So thanks a lot, Ethan, and we'll see you again.
Yep.
All right, so that was Ethan Johnson, our winner here tonight for the Corns Super Dirt Late Models here at I-55. And as I'm saying that, I'm talking kind of slowly. It's because I'm trying to pull up the schedule so I can figure out where we are next weekend. So they run street stocks, UMP modifieds, and Super Dirt Late Models on every Sunday night. They start at about 7:15 Eastern time. There we go. Trying to get some action up here. All right, so back next weekend, November 9th. So we can jump on here, try to cover as many races as we can. We were able to cover the dirt late models the last couple of nights, last couple of weeks anyway. But next week is going to be street stocks are going to start off off at 6:45. Excuse me, 9:40, 6:45 Central Time, 7:45 Eastern. Let me get that straight. And they are at Lincoln Speedway for the dirt street stocks. They're going to start. They're going to go back to UMP modifieds at Lernerville. That'll be a fun. We're gonna try to make that one. That'll be a good race here at Lernerville. We like anything we see there. And then that Super Dirt Late Models at Limaland. So you think you saw some beating and banging and some slide jobs here at I-55. Wait till we get to Limaland next week for the Corn Super Dirt Late Model Series. So your winner here tonight, one more time, Ethan Johnson there. Usually runs the number 11. At least we've seen him the last couple of times, but running the 20 RT livery here tonight. So we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. So my name is Chris Murphy with Digital Racing and Sports Network. Catch us Tuesday night, broadcasting on Sim Racing Media. We're going to bring you the Western States Racing League truck race on Tuesday night, and then hopefully we'll be back next Sunday night for some more Corns Bar and Grill Super Dirt Late Models. Have yourself a good night, and we will see you again next time.